Hello Year 5 and welcome to your final tutorial of the week, Friday for the green and blue group. Today we are going to be looking at editing a piece of writing to ensure cohesion, to make sure that your writing flows. So, based on what you've written, some things that we need to address while we are editing. Some of us have just listed evidence, and what I mean by that is they've gone, people don't think that the lunar landings were real because this. You needed to have explained. This shows that it's not real because the lunar landings aren't real, because one of the photos show that there's no shows a flag flying. Well, if I left it at that, it would make sense. So it shows a flag flying. This cannot be true because there is no air on the Earth, on the Moon, so therefore a flag wouldn't be able to move. This clearly shows that the lunar landings might have been faked. So it's not just saying this picture exists, it's about making sure that we are giving a reason why that shows our point of view. Sometimes we've given the wrong piece of evidence and not linked it to an argument at all. We've just sort of said that a piece of evidence exists. It might be the America have in 2009 took photos of the moon, and just sort of left that sentence there. You need to say that that is part of which argument. We haven't seen many conjunctions. We've seen a but and a because. I've given you a list of subordinating conjunctions to use. You should all be able to use coordinating conjunctions, and you should also be able to be using the sentence starters at various points in your writing as well. Speaking of which, are they the best choice? Sometimes we've sort of picked ones that aren't as powerful. Just saying then, also. Think about the ones that we've picked when there was a list. Capital letters for proper nouns, so things like when you're talking about the moon, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, the Eagle module, these things all need capital letters. And unfortunately there's sort of a lack of relative clauses, expanded noun phrases and parentheses, so I'm lacking a bit of that detail. You're telling me things, you're telling me about the evidence which exists, but it's quite superficial. There's no depth of analysis to them. So some things to think about today while you're editing. So today we're looking at our step 2 edit. We are taking things out that don't make sense, that don't fit our effect, that aren't needed. We might be replacing words here, and then we're adding things we've missed. So if I haven't got a relative clause, I'm going to put one in. If I haven't got an expanded noun phrase, I'm going to put one in. So your first task is going to be to edit someone else's work in order to sort of get your brain going, ready to edit one of your own paragraphs. So here's one that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to first of all, I'm going to do mainly typing because I'm on a screen, but obviously you're going to handwrite it. So I have a paragraph here. In addition, on one of the photos there was a C written on the rock which was clearly visible. This shows the Apollo 11 mission could have been flawed. So I'm going to start with that sentence. The main thing that I notice here, Apollo 11, should have a capital because it is a proper noun, because it is the name of the mission. Now what's really important is for me to think, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to keep my reader interested. I'm trying to amaze them, make them feel curious, make them question what they know. So I'm going to take things out. What can I take things out of this sentence, first of all, which aren't working? So in addition, well, I don't know the previous point made, so I'm willing to keep in addition this time. But the mission could have been flawed. I'm taking the word flawed out because flawed means, like, I describe a diamond as flawed, not perfect. Whereas I'm not saying it's flawed, I should be saying it was faked. But I've said faked a lot, so I'm going to go with So in addition, on one of the photos there's a C written on the rock, which is clearly visible. This shows the Apollo 11 mission could have been fabricated. But why could it have been fabricated? This is what I mean about I've just listed evidence. I need to go back in and say why. So fabricated as people argue that, so people argue that this rock was a film prop on the ground, and then I've got an expanded noun phrase. So there we go. I've added something that I was missing, an expanded noun phrase. So now my sentence reads, in addition, on one of the photos there was a C written on the rock, which was clearly visible. Now that's quite a long sentence now, so I'm going to put a full stop here, and I'm going to change this to the start of my next sentence. So this shows the Apollo 11 mission could have been, and I've got a modal verb there, could, it's not 100%, could have been fabricated as people argue this rock was a film prop on the ground. And then I reinstate my full stop. Another instance suggests the United States flag was waving in the wind. There's no air on the moon. Again, so that's just me saying a reason, saying one of the pieces of evidence. What I need to do is say, why does that suggest it's fake? So I might say, many conspiracy theorists think that this proves the landing was filmed in a studio on Earth, making sure that Earth has a capital E because it is a proper noun. So that needs to go as an extra sentence in there. Just so it's clear. Okay. On the other hand, in 2007 Japan sent a satellite to the rocky moon and witnessed where the mission took place and traces of the lunar buggy. Now that sentence isn't awful. I'm just a little bit unimpressed with the word rocky. Do I need moon because it's a place? Rocky moon. I'd rather, I think, say sent a satellite to the moon. Maybe I could change satellite to news satellite from Earth to the moon, and then at least I've got a new expanded noun phrase in there, so I'm giving detail. To the moon and witnessed where the mission took place. Well, I mean, it's not where the mission took place. I might say supposedly took place, and it found traces of the lunar buggy by finding tracks. Okay, so this repeated when in 2009 America gave evidence that the mission was real. So how did they do it? They found, let's do it in purple so you guys can see, found real as, well, let's use because I need a subordinating clause or conjunction, and then subordinating clause after, was real because they found, don't want to keep saying pictures, so I'm going to say images of the tracks. and I might want to say the same tracks, because then that links my two pieces of evidence together. So however, these may have been tracks of Russian equipment. So again, I haven't spelled equipment correctly, so that's something I need to change. And again, I'm offering another point of view. I could give a little more detail, however, some still argue these may have been the tracks of Russian equipment. So again, it's just about making sure that what I've written is the best it can be. So I'd like you now to have a go on your own to edit someone else's work to get you warmed up. Once you're ready, you can press play and we will go through and have a quick conversation about editing your own work. So when it comes to you editing your own work, these are the three things we are focusing on still: taking things out that don't make sense or don't fit my effect, replacing them with better things, or replacing words with better words, and then adding things that I've missed. So here, it's about you thinking about it. What am I going to take away? I might take away words I don't like, phrases that don't fit. What am I going to replace? I'm going to replace words. So if I don't like the word foolish, I might put a synonym in. If I don't like evidence, I might put a synonym in. If I don't like the phrase publicly criticise, I might change it to Russia would have been able to make America look foolish. I might just take it out. And then what am I adding? I'm adding all the grammar that I might have missed. So it's really key, if you're not sure on those grammar features, that you go back to previous Friday's tutorial where I gave a breakdown of what each grammar feature looks like, so you can help to include it. So what I'm expecting to see, and your teachers are expecting to see, is you to email them just one of your paragraphs really thoroughly edited, not just one or two words changed, but like I have done here, lots of changes, fundamental changes to make it better, not just one or two. And we're very excited to see what you come up with. Have a good weekend.